Hi, Snow. How's it going?
Today I in my room, and when my parents come back, we will go to, we will go out together.
Nice, nice. Where are you gonna go?
We will go to a restaurant,
Mm.
to eat hot pot.
Yummy, yummy. That sounds nice. So it sounds like you are enjoying your break.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Yeah, and I was just looking at the calendar. I can't believe January is almost done. We're already in like February already. So time is just moving really, really fast. Yeah, yeah. When do you go back to school?
I go back to school um in the February 26th.
Okay, February 26th. Okay, okay. So you have like maybe 3 weeks left. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So definitely, um, use those 3 weeks to relax and have some fun. Spend it with your family, like today. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we can continue our conversation that we were having about you know, your college life. Um, yeah, and then before I start, I just wanted to um, just give some notes. So sometimes when you're speaking, sometimes you sometimes with the tense. So pay attention to the tense of the word. So like past tense, present tense. So when you're talking about something in the past, make sure you're using like past tense, right? So if you're talking about like when I was a child, I went there, right? Instead of I go, right? Um, Also, pay attention to things like um, I think you said something like some school do this and some school do that. So, some describes um, a noun that's two or more, right? So when you say some, you, you have to follow with schools, right? So some schools, um, some cars, right? So um, yeah, just pay attention because I know you know it, but I think like maybe when you're speaking, um, maybe you just um,
Forget.
yeah, you just forget it or something like that, right? So yeah, just maybe try to speak a little bit slower, okay, so that you can make sure that you're saying the right thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Cool. So, one thing that I think is really interesting is people always talk about the difference in their life when they were in high school versus when they're in college, right? So, I want to know what are the three big differences between your college life so far and your high school days? Like, what are the big differences?
Mm, the first difference is in the high school, I can go back to my home,
Mm-hmm.
but um, and only one people in myself in my room study. Um, but in the college, I must come back my dormitory,
Mm.
and in that dormitory have six people. And um, so I must uh must maintain a roommate relationship.
Uh, yeah, that's true. That's true. I know that, like, yeah, so, you never have to, like, really just worry about being in a room with six people, right? You can just go home, study in your room by yourself, and you have all your space. So yeah, that's a big difference, very big difference. I know like some high schools they have uh, I don't know if you've heard these kind of schools before, but it's called boarding school. Boarding schools. Have you heard of them?
I think the boarding school, that is means, uh, the students all live in the school.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I know that there are some boarding schools like that in the U.S. that I guess they do it because they want to make the students more independent so that when they go to college and stuff they will be more comfortable living with roommates and not living with like their family and stuff. So um, yeah, I don't know if there's a lot in China, but yeah, there's a lot in the US. Yeah.
I listen in the US and the other country, their boarding school, a room um live two people or only one people. The people is so little.
Yeah.
But in China, the school always the at least four people, and
Whoa.
the most have 8 or 10 people.
Really? That's too many people in the room. Wow.
Lots of lots of girls live in there. I think that is a matter.
Mm, yeah, that sounds very, very miserable. I wouldn't like it. Um, okay, cool. So what are some other differences that you see from your college life and your high school life?
The second
Hmm.
difference is um, the school's teacher is different. Teachers are different. Um, because in the high school, the teacher will teach you one by one, uh, teach you uh, all things.
Hmm.
Um, but in the college school, the teacher only read the book and study, nothing by yourself.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree. I think I have the same experience that you had. Like, I know when I was in high school, the teachers really actually tried to teach you things, not just, you know, turn to page four, read page four, and then, leave or something like that. They actually tried to teach you, and they had lots of activities for you to do to help you learn. But when I went to college, it was more just buy the textbook, come to class, read the textbook, take some notes, leave class, and then do some studying on your own. So it was like it, you didn't really learn in the classroom. You were just reading the textbook. That was it. So I think that I had the same experience that you have. Um, and also another thing was like I think like in college, I don't know if like um, people have um, a very, I guess, close relationship with their teachers because I think teachers have to teach hundreds and hundreds and thousands of students, so they can't really, become very close to their students, and students can't really become close to their teachers because the teachers are always busy and stuff like that. But I think in high school it was easier to have a close relationship with your teachers, and it was easier to talk about things and um, ask questions, and yeah, I just think it was a lot easier to communicate with teachers in high school. Yeah. Um, okay, cool. So what's the third big difference?
The third big difference, I think, it's a schedule difference. Um, my schedule is a school schedule. In the high school, we went to school, have a um, mm, back the time, um, like the 8, we go to school, and in the 12, we come back home.
At
We
12,
eat
at 12.
at 12,
Mm.
at 12, and we relax. But in the college school,
Mm-hmm.
the schedule sometimes is blank. Don't have don't have class. And the class is not um, uh, is not the consenting. It's not consenting.
Oh, you mean consecutive? Consecutive. Give me this one. Is that what you mean?
Consecutive
Consecutive?
connecting.
Oh,
It's
connecting.
connecting.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, it's like in the 8 we had class
Mm-hmm.
and until the 10. But the 10 to 12 we don't have class, and then in the 3 p.m. we have the another. It's not connecting.
Yeah.
Mm, and in the uh in in the uh in the end of the semester, end of the term, we don't have the class.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher want student to review the knowledge. But in the high school, don't always have the class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. In high school, the schedules were more, um, they were more, I guess, regular. So you can always predict what you're gonna do each day at like at any time. But in college, yeah, it is different. I remember like you were saying like you can have a class from like 8 to 10, and then your next class will be all the way at 3. So I remember sometimes I would wake up and I'll just go to my class for 8 o'clock, and then once it's over at 10, I go back to my dorm and I just sleep until my next class. Yeah, because it's just the time is just not. It's always changing and it's always like irregular. So yeah, that was a big difference for me too. Um, okay, cool. Um, okay, so another question that I have, I think like this question is good because sometimes students choose a major that they think they would like, but then once they start like doing the classes, and then they're in their last year of college, then they realize that, oh no, I think I don't like this. I think I don't want to do this anymore. So um, yeah. So then some students have regrets, right? So they have regrets for choosing their major. So um, do you have any regrets choosing your major?
Mm, I don't regret choosing my major,
Hmm.
but sometimes, well, I have a lot of regret.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. And I remember, so you were saying you chose your major. Okay, well, yeah, tell me why did you choose your major?
Mm, I choose this major. I think a doctor can save people,
Hmm.
and also save my parents, my other relationship.
Hmm.
Um, is um can yeah the doc the doctor um is a good uh good occupation. It's
Yeah,
a good occupation. And sometimes the doctor is important and make people uh respect.
yeah, yeah. Like, I think that, especially last year, right, 2020. Um, I think a lot of people started to understand the importance of doctors and hospitals and nurses, right? Because, with the whole COVID situation, um, those were the most important people in the whole world. Like the doctors were like the most important people, because they were trying to take care of all of these sick people, make sure everybody lives, So they were like superheroes, So basically, your major is you want to be a superhero because you want to be a doctor. So that's really good. That's a really great major, and yeah, I know that there's a lot of studying and time that it takes to be a doctor. Um, but yeah, I think you can definitely do it. Um, and let's see. I was gonna ask a question, but I think I forgot the question. Okay, it'll come back to me later. All right. So, have you ever pulled an all-nighter? Do you know what an all? Let me type it. Pull an all-nighter.
Um, online.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Um, always. Um, when I review and have the exam,
Hmm.
sometimes we don't sleep. Um,
Mm.
particularly before exam one night
The
before.
night before the exam.
Yeah, the next day before exam,
Mm.
we always don't sleep.
Oh.
And I think that is very very um ill healthy.
It's very what?
Uh, uh, very um ill healthy, ill health.
Unhealthy? Un. Oh, okay. Ill health. Yeah, you can just say unhealthy. Very unhealthy. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, and it's funny too because I just find it funny because that because I hear this a lot from medical students, um, like all the medical school students that I know that are going to school, they're going to grad school doing medicine, and they always do this to themselves. I'm like, you know, if you want to be like a doctor and like a nurse and be in the medical field, um, you should be doing things that are healthy for you, right? So why are you doing things that are unhealthy if you're trying to be healthy? So it's kind of funny that the people that are in the medical field sometimes don't take care of their body, So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, but I just found that to be funny. Yeah. Um, Okay, so another part of like college isn't just about like the classes and exams, right? It's there's also like some fun things like college festivals and stuff like that. And I remember you were telling me that you did like a festival when you were a freshman or something like that. You participated um, in a college festival. Um, so do they have like a festival every year? And do you go to them every year?
So what relationship you mean?
Oh, college festival.
College festival.
Yeah.
In in our school, have some college festival.
Hmm.
Um, but it's different. Um, so first, is the old students welcome the freshmen
Ah.
to festival.
Wait.
So
So you mean like the when you say old students, do you mean like the students who graduated?
uh, it's not graduated. It's higher. Uh,
Oh, so the
uh,
upperclassmen.
yeah,
Upperclassmen. Okay.
yeah. They welcome the freshmen to come in school. That is the first festival,
Okay.
and another um, is in the next is in the New Year. But that New Year is not the Chinese Spring Festival. That is the uh um in is the solar calendar. It's
Okay.
not lunar calendar. It's the solar calendar. The first day is January 1, and have a New Year festival in school. Have the all students and all staffs
Hmm.
uh, join that. Um, and the another because my school in the Hainan,
Hmm.
and in there have some custom have some customs, and um, so our school have use that custom, have a festival that is um 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 that is dance the uh bamboo pole dance. Yeah, it's a bamboo pole dance.
Bamboo
That
pole dance. Hmm.
yeah, is that they use the bamboo, they dance um in the bamboo. Is like
Ah.
that is two people, they catch the bamboo and make the bamboo dance, and some people dance in the lot of bamboo.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like a show. It's like a show that you watch.
uh, it's not a show. They the all class have to
Oh,
dance
everyone does
together.
it. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Everyone does it. Okay, okay.
yeah, um we don't study to dance that, but we have to study to dance that.
Okay, okay, I see. I see. Yeah, so I think like the festival that you were talking about where new students, like the freshmen who are just coming to the college for the first time, and the upperclassmen are welcoming them. that's also something we do here as well. Um, I don't know what we call it. I think we just call it like a welcoming party. You know, just like welcoming party, just to welcome the new freshmen. And then usually, during that day, there's lots of booths. So you know, you can walk around campus and do different activities. So there's lots of fun things to do on the first day of the semester for freshmen. Um, so that's nice. Another festival is called Homecoming. And Homecoming is more for the upperclassmen. And it's more for like upperclassmen and students who graduated. So this is like a festival where people who graduated they can come back to campus, and then there's going to be different activities to do. You can go and your favorite teachers, your favorite campus staff, and sometimes there's also like um, a concert. So it's like they pay like a famous artist, like a musician, to come and um, do a concert on campus. Um, and yeah, so it's really fun. It's really fun to do. This is usually um, in the spring semester. So like it would be around maybe March. Yeah, like around March. It's like homecoming. And then there's another um, festival called I think it's called Spring. Oh, okay, Spring Fling. Spring Fling is another festival that we do in the spring semester. Because the spring is when the weather gets all nice. It's not cold anymore, and the flowers and the trees, it looks all beautiful. So we kind of do a spring celebration, right? We just celebrate the coming of spring. Um, and then on campus, there's a lot of like cool things to do. There's like sometimes there's rides that you can go on, so it's fun, and you can eat like lots of um, delicious food. It's delicious, but it's not healthy. It's very unhealthy food. um, let's see what else. Yeah, there's lots of festivals on campus. But those are like my favorite ones, like Spring Fling, Homecoming, and the Welcoming Party. Um, yeah, but there's so much more. Yeah, yeah. Um, all right, so it looks like we're out of time for today. But yeah, no, I think today was a really good session, Snow. I think I didn't hear too many mistakes um, when you were talking, so that's good. That's good. So let's continue. Let's continue to do that so that we could just keep getting better and better. Okay.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. No problem. And have fun with your family.
Yeah, have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.